guess since I'm struggling to sleep today, I work at night. I figured I'd get on here and try to make some basic boxes and stuff. I got a guy here for scale. I'm not even going to talk about how long I spent making that guy, but especially for as simple as he is, but might as well start somewhere. I guess Shift A. Yeah, I can add a cube. G. I just put it there. P by selection. So I separated that one from the original, the little person there. And let's choose this box. I might have to apply, the texture's already applied to it, which is interesting. Shading, shader graph, I got the texture here, base color. So I should be able to go into UV editing, select all of these by pressing L. Alright, we're just gonna back out. Oop, cancel that, accidentally hit S. Alright, we're gonna go into object mode and add our cube. Press that to go in the front facing orthographic. Now I'm going to tab into edit. Scale this down just a hair. Go into my shading and add a new texture. Shift A to add a image texture. I'm going to open up my color palette. Add it to the base. And then go back into UV editing. Go over here, scale 0. Select everything first, scale 0. Grab. Hit it, unfortunately. Grab it and make it a brown. We'll go like something like that. A G control. There. Looks pretty grounded. I'm going to control R to add a loop cut. Right click out of it and add the mirror modifier. Take out these vertices by selecting them with the wireframe on, so I get the back ones. Delete the vertices. Now it's mirrored along the axis, so everything I do will be nice and even for this crate that I make. I think I'm just gonna make a regular old box crate, a shipping container, kind of, well, not a shipping container yet, like a box that people ship stuff in, like a wooden box. So go here, select everything with A, press 3 to go into face select mode, I to inset, remove the boundary. What is it, control I? No, it's not. Alt I, period. Individual origins. I to inset, nope. I, boundary. It ain't working. Got any ideas? I should be able to. Well, here's what I'll do. Control R. Add a loop cut there. Control R. Add a loop cut there. Control R. Add a loop cut there. And Control R. Add a loop cut there. Control R. Add a loop cut there. And now I have different faces. So I can go back into face select mode. Oops. Shift. 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 Alt E to extrude along face normals. What's going on here? Why is it doing this? Interesting. Oh, you know what? There's a face in the middle. Although I do kind of like the way that looks. That's my problem. Let's undo all of these. Let's go into wireframe mode. Let's select this face that's in the middle here. Wait, there isn't a face there? What's going on here? You told me there was a face there. Alright, let's try this. Add an inset. B for boundary. 0.5. Ooh, that's a lot. 0.1. We'll do 0.1. Add an inset. 0.1. I 0.1. 0.1. I 0.1. And then select these faces. So shift select them. I already have the bottom one. Alt E to extrude along face normals. What's going on here? What are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, I'll just delete it. That's okay. Shift select all these faces that are randomly popping up for no reason whatsoever. Oops. Undo that so I have all those selections. X faces. Alright, so now we have a basic box here. Maybe I should get auto mirror. What do I think here? Edit. File. Edit preferences. We're in the add-ons already. Auto mirror. Mesh auto mirror. Auto save preferences. It's on. What else can I get here? I already have extra objects. I already have loop tools. Alright, cool. I'm going to go tab into object mode, apply this, bring up my edit, auto mirror, it's on. Tab into that. Auto mirror is on, which is basically the same thing I had with clipping and everything, but we'll see what happens if it reacts differently than putting those random faces in the middle. Let me look at this. I don't see any lines or anything, that any edges or vertices that are out of place. Let me go into edge tool here. Yeah, see, there's no edges that are out of place. There's no vertices that are out of place. I don't know why it was doing that. It was doing that when I was making this thing too, which was kind of throwing me off. Alright, so if I press M, oh wait, let's select everything. Press M and merge by distance, it removed nothing because there's no additional vertices. So we're good still. Alright, so we have the basic crate here. I'm going to choose these interfaces again. So 3, shift, select these faces. And I'm going to make them a little bit darker. G. There. And then I'm going to do something that I think might be cool. So we'll see. Well, we'll do that in a minute. Alright, so we have a basic crate here. We can add some character. So Control R. We'll add some loop cuts, maybe 4. And then Control R again. We'll add 2 on this side to make it even. Right click out of it. I am going to Alt select that ring. SX0. Alt select that ring. SX0, just to straighten them out. And I'm gonna do the same with these. SY0. 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 I'll select that one. SY0. So if it was up here, I would have to do. Never mind. It's all good. So all of my lines are nice and straight. I think what I want to do now is I'm gonna bevel these edges. So Control. Shift select this edge. Shift select this edge. Shift select this edge. Control to select that one. Control to select that one. Shift select that one. And Control to that one. And then we're going to do the inner ones too. So there's that one. There's that one. Control. Oops. Control Z to undo that selection. And last one, shift select that. Control to click that. And then there. And we got all of our inner edges. We're going to add another modifier, the bevel modifier. We're going to make it one segment. Ooh. gonna make it 0.01 offset, so we get a nice little edge around our box. Then I'm going to add some more loop cuts in here. So Control R, add a loop cut. I'm just going to slide it over. Control R, add a loop cut, slide it over. Wonder if I can measure that. Control R, add a loop cut, 0.1, 0.01. Ooh. Negative 0.4, 5, 7. Negative 0.7. Control R here. Negative 0.7. Control R here. Negative 0.7. Maybe this one's 0.7. 0.7? Positive 0.7. 0.7. See, it's got the negative. Oh, there we go. Alright. So now I have a little edge in there. Let's do another Control R. 0.7. And then Control R again. Negative 0.7. Oh, we'll put it there. And then we're going to do it on this side too. Control R. .7. Control R. Negative 0.7. Negative 0.7. Control R. 0.7. Control R. Negative 0.7. Control R. 0.7. Control R. Negative 0.7. Control R. 0.7. Control R. Negative point. Control Z. Control R. Negative 0.7. Alright, now I understand what happened. Alright, so just going to clean up these. I'll select that. SX0. SY0. SY0. Now I am going to select these faces and do X dissolve faces, X dissolve faces, X dissolve faces, X dissolve faces. I wonder if I can select all these and do a limited dissolve. Let's find out. X. Limited dissolve. Hey, it worked. Okay, cool. That makes my life easier. I'm just cleaning up some of these faces so they don't get distorted when I do what I need to do. Just selecting everything. Select those. Alright, we're almost there. Got those. We're upside down now, which is fine. Should select that, that, that. That. Is that everything that needs to be limited? Nope. Shift select that, 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 that. X, limited dissolve, and now the rest of our box is fine. I can, and I will, actually, which way do I want the planks to go? This way or this way? I'm going to make them go this way, so I'm gonna shift select, control select these, shift select, control select, and then do limited dissolve again. Oh, we got a big issue here, don't we? Well, it ain't that big of a problem. I need to do the same down here. Shift select. X, limited dissolve. Should I try to do that? Yeah, I guess. Get rid of these unnecessary faces here. Actually, oop, Control Z. We can do more than one at a time. I can't do all of them because it'll get rid of the center face. So, and I don't want to do that. X, limited dissolve. Now it's, the mesh is relatively cleaned up. I'm going to try something that I've never done before and see how it works. So go into edge select mode and okay, need to dissolve these edges here. X, dissolve, oh, Control Z, X. Alright, let's go into vertex selection mode, and I'm going to select all of these, merge at first. Merge at first. Well, what's going on here? Let's see here. What's the issue? I think it's the beveling. So just disable that real quick. We'll come back to that actually. The beveling is the issue, so merge at first. No, it's not. Oh, it's merging. Okay. Merge at last. That makes no sense whatsoever. Merge at last. Merge at last. I did the exact same thing, just in a different order. Merge at last. Oh, that makes no sense whatsoever. Merge at last. Merge at last. Merge at look. They did the same thing anyway. Merge at last. Merge at last. Merge at last. Merge at last. This is super interesting, I know, but I'm trying to clean this thing up so I don't have erroneous vertices doing strange things that I don't want them to do whenever I finally get this thing done. Maybe I should have kept them so that I could do. I'll make another crate and we'll do it different. Merge at last. That's all good. What's going on there? Where are these vertices at? Well, I don't think I need these. But I think I need these. But I might need these for... I don't know what's going on here. Okay, anyways. Moving on. I'm done. I'm going to select these edges. Shift select the edges in the middle. And then G, Z, point, negative 0.009. Okay, just trying to move them down a little bit. Negative 0.01. That works. No, it doesn't. It made it GZ negative 0.01. There we go. GY 0.01. So this is the problem with all these vertices. I have to select all these things. GZ 0.01. This will be good for the shipping container I'm going to make. GX negative 0.01. GY negative 0.01. Alright, and then I can select all of these faces here. Go into face select mode. Circle select might be better, but so I'm just going to select all these and then color them a little bit darker. G darker. Alright, and then when I unselect them, you can see they're darker, they're a little more inset. We got some nice boards here. Should have duplicated it before I did this, but basic crate. Tab into object mode, hide that one. Add a cylinder. It's way too complicated. Let's take it down to 12. G. Tab into edit mode. Front facing. S to scale it down. GZ to move it up along the Z axis. Get it right there. We'll add a few loop cuts. Control R. I want it to be fat in the middle. Click out of that. Alt click. G Z to slide it up to about there. Alt click that one. G Z to slide it down. Alt click that one. G Z. Move it up 0.04. I'll click that one. GZ negative 0.04. Alright. If you could have guessed, we're making a barrel. So this ought to be fun. So I'm going to select this top face. I'm going to turn on proportional editing. I'm going to make it smooth. Yeah, smooth's fine. I'm going to select this top face by pressing 3. I'm going to scale it down. By 0.05, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. All right. I'm gonna select this face, S.7, and now we have a barrel shape here. I am gonna turn off proportional editing, select this face, go back, and S to scale it down just a little bit. It looks like I'm scaling it down 0.9. I'm going to do the same thing for this bottom face. S.9. And then I'm going to press, I'm going to select both of these faces. Oops. Shift select. I to inset. Alt E to extrude along face normals and bring it in, and if you look at the bottom, it's also in. So it might be a little bit too rounded there at the top. I'll click, press 2, I'll click that ring, go back into the front, S 0.95. I'll click that ring. That's 0.95. And now it's a little better. I'm going to scale that down in just a hair. And I'm going to introduce another loop cut so I can get a middle. Control R and then bring it down to, what is that, 0.8? 0.8, and then Control R here, negative 0.8. And then I'm going to choose, I'm going to hold Alt to choose that ring, Control Z, Shift Alt, that one and that one, and then that one. Do I want them to be separate from the barrel? I don't think it matters. Alt E to extrude along face normals. Scale it up just a hair. Hold Control. Nope. It doesn't help. Alt Shift. Alright, so if I extrude along face normals, just give it a little, let's go Control plus to get those additional edges. Or is it Control plus? Plus plus. Alright, so we have all the edges for our bands that are going around. So we're going to go S or A to select everything, S0, enter, G, make them that color. I think we need to add a new material, Shift A, image texture, open our image texture. It's on the desktop, it's that one, connect it. Then go back into UV editing, and those are all in the right place. I should have made them separate. Or P by selection. So if I choose L here, then I can select everything, S0, enter G to move it down. L. G to make it a little darker. L. 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 A, S, 0, enter. G. It's an interesting, A to select everything, Control P, oops, P, join, nope, I gotta tab into object mode, join, how do I make these one object again? A to select everything. Object mode, object, clear, snap, join, Control J, that's the one I'm looking for. Okay, edit mode, now they're all one again. I am going to go back into these. I'm going to select these rings again. Shift Alt. Click, click, and click. And then Control plus. What happens if I hit Control plus again? G will make them a little darker. Control minus. Control minus. T to lighten them up a little bit. Control minus. Alright, now I think we have a little bit darker inside. Interesting. Alt select that. What does that do? Oh, it does select the ring. I'm gonna make sure they're darker. Control Z. I can do that with the middle mouse button. Select that one. Shift Alt, select that one. Shift Alt, select that one. Then G. There. Now they're darker for sure. Alright, now what I need to do for the top one and the bottom one is to move them up. So Alt select there, G, Z slightly. Actually Control Z. I can do this easier by selecting this whole rim and going SZ0. Then I can select this one. SZ0. And now it's flat across the top and the bottom. I can do the same here. SZ0. Alt select that one. The ring, please. Give me the ring. No, the bottom ring. SZ0. I'll select that. SZ0. And then Alt select that ring SZ0. Now they're all flat. They're not having weird angles and edges. Looks pretty good. Now let's add some character to it. So I am going to I to inset this, G to move it over, E to extrude down, G to grab it over here, make it black. Now it looks like there's a hole in it. Ooh, okay. We need to work on that. Oh, we can just select all these. Okay, why are you not selecting more than one? Oh, that's what we're doing. SZ0. Now it's flat. Nice and flat and hollow looking on the inside. And then we can select some. How do I want to do the wooden slats? Do I want to because I can add a bevel modifier to these. So I'm just going to go through. There's a way to select similar facing things, but it's going to select those bands, I believe, so I don't want to do that. Alright, so let's go and add a bevel modifier. And I wonder... Oh, it's adding it to the whole thing. Well, that ain't gonna work. I guess we can just go through and add a loop cut. See, that's gonna add, I'm gonna have to do this 100 times. No, we don't. We'll just add some. .95. Negative 0.95. Control R. Negative 0.95. Control R. Control R. 0.95. Control R. Negative 0.95. Whoa. The lighting really threw me off there for a second. Control R. 0.95. Control R. Negative 0.95. Do another one up here. Control R. 0.95. Control R. Negative 0.95. Come around. We'll do this whole one right here. Control R. 0.95. Control R. 0.95. Control R. Negative 0.95. Control R. Negative 0.95. And then throw another one down here. Control R. Control R. 0.95. Control R. Negative 0.95. Alright, now I'm just going to select all the middle edges. Make sure I don't have proportional editing on. Oops. Unclick that one. No. No. Want that one. No. Okay. Is that all of them? That's all of them, so now we can Alt S. to scale on that. And we have some nice little slats. It would look better if I did it all the way around, wouldn't it? Alright, buckle up. We're doing it. Control R, negative 0.95. Control R, 0.95. Control R, negative 0.95. Control R, 0.95, Control R, negative, Control R, Control R, 0.95, Control R, 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 Control R. Is that all the way around? Nope, not yet. Control R. Control R. Click. Negative 0.95. And I think that is all the way around. Control R, negative 0.95, Control R, 0.95, Control R, negative 0.95, over 0.95, Control Z, Control R, negative 0.95, Control R, 0.95, Control R, negative 0.95, Control R, 0.95, Control R, negative 0.95, 0.95, click, 0.95, Control, nope, Control R, negative 0.95, Control R, 0.95, should have gone with 10 sides, Control R, Control R, 0.95. Alright, now we have it all the way around. Now let's select them. going to be a very symmetrical barrel. But I'm okay with that. I'm a fan of symmetry. What is this? 12 faces means 11 divisions, 44 clicks. And we're almost there. Well, I lied. The light threw me off again. Now we're there. Oops. Alt S to scale. And face select. Control plus. Ooh. Oh. Edge select. Control Z, 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 Z. Control plus. Beautiful. G. Darker. All right. Now we have a nice symmetrical barrel to go with our nice symmetrical box. Let's hide these. Tab into object mode. Add a cube because we're going to make a shipping container. So I'm going to tab into edit mode real quick just for this. G, Z, control. Let's go. G, Z, control. Alright, I'm going to scale it up to shipping container width. G, Z, control. And scale it up until it's on the bottom there. And then I'm going to scale along the y-axis to make it nice and long. Looks about the size of a train car shipping container. Then I'm going to inset along individual faces. And we're going to go. How far are we going here? Does it tell me? That looks good. And then Alt E to extrude along normals. Oops. I'm gonna do it out here, so I got a little bit more control. And that's good. Now we're gonna turn auto mirror on, so that we don't get that weird facing stuff that we got last time. I'm gonna grab my Gatorade here. Now here is where the bevel modifier will come into place. So if I choose this edge, and this edge. Oops. And I hit Control R. Nope, it's gonna go all the way around. Because I'm pretty sure shipping containers have those slats on the sides that go long ways. No, they go straight up and down. But the top goes straight up and down too. We're good. We're gonna add a bunch of these. I don't remember how many I'll click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, we got 20 there. And this is about 3 times as long. So 20 divided by 3 is 6 point something. So Control R. I think 4 will be fine. And we have a bunch of extra geometry that we don't need. But it'll be alright. So I wonder if there's a way to do this faster. SX0, 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 0, SX0, SX0. SY0, SY0, SY0. There's got to be a faster way to do this. See, the problem is if I click multiple of these and I do SY0, oh, it does do it. Okay. I've had an issue before where they just like merge all into each other, but maybe it's because I have individual origins selected. That's the thing. That's the one. Whew, alright. Cool. That's what I want anyway. Individual origins. Okay. So I'm gonna hide our original guy now that we got the proportion down. And this is the back. See, the thing is if I select those and move them in, then it's going to move the whole faces. And I just want the lines to move in. I wonder if I added a bevel modifier right now. If that would, what's going on there? Oh, that's where I got it selected. 3. Interesting. It's not actually beveling anything that I can see. Let's do number of segments. Let's change the angle. $60. Why are you not beveling? I don't understand. I have no clue why this thing ain't beveling. Interesting. The bevel modifier just said screw it, I ain't working. Even with, ooh, okay. Alright, let's see if we have some weird, where are you at? I don't want statistics, I want back face culling. Options, auto merge, auto merge vertices, items, tool, options, correct face attributes, line and wrap workspace, view tools, render region, annotations, edits. I don't know where backface culling is at, or how to get it. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's here. Yes. Alright, well that's not a problem. Let's add our bevel modifier and see what happens. See, but when we I don't understand why you aren't working. Maybe it's too big. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, so we're going to add all of our, first off, we're going to simplify some faces. X limited dissolve. That's what we're going to do. might be wondering why I limited dissolved. So X limited dissolve takes care of all that. X limited dissolve. X limited dissolve. Same for the top. Oops. X limited dissolve. Control shift control shift control shift control shift control. Still got my loyal one viewer. I appreciate you, whoever you are. Alright, so this is going to be the front where the doors are. So I'm going to make special doors for the front. Actually, what I might do is E to extrude, take it all the way in. Actually, Control Z, G, Z, sorry, GY. That'll move it in. I don't have to extrude it. And now, there's the inside of our shipping container. Nice and clear and clean. Let's go to our shading and add the material to it. Shift A, texture, image, open up our image texture on the color palette, plug it in, we got it. UV editing, see what it looks like. Ugly. A SZ or S0, enter. G, we'll make it a red shipping container, cause why not? And then I'm just gonna choose these faces. G, and they're going to be a darker gray color on the inside. And that's what we got. I would add a bevel modifier, but I apparently don't know how. Just blowing my mind. So, yeah. Clueless. Super clueless. Now comes the fun part where we just add a bunch more. Freaking loop cuts. So Control R, It's not my favorite. Sorry. Control R. 0.9 might be too much. I'm gonna zoom in. Alright, Control R. 0.7. 0.7 might not be enough. 0.8. There we go. Control R. Negative 0.8. Control R. Interesting. Control R. We just did a loop cut there. 0.8. Negative. Control R. 0.8. 8. Control R. 0.8. Control R. 0.8. Click. Control R. 0.8. Oh, we can do this faster. 0.8. 0.8. 0.8. 0.8. I don't know why some of these loop cuts are doing what they're doing. And I don't really care. Point eight. Oh, hey! Thanks, Brian. 0.8. 0.8. I don't quite understand why these loop cuts aren't going all the way around, but the ones on the left are. Doesn't matter to me, as long as they work as intended, which they should. Control R. 0.8. But I am gonna have to add more at the top. Oh, what? Control Z. That. Control R. 0.8. There you go. Control R. 0.8. Control R. 0.8. R. R. Oh, it just started raining here. Interesting. I live down in Florida, so it's supposed to storm a lot all the time. Oops, wrong buttons, wrong buttons. 0.8. Oops, click 0.8. Control R. 0.8. Control R. 0.8. Control R. 0.8. Slide over, and we're almost done. Hey. Point 0.8. Now we just need to do. See, they didn't even go all the way around. So I don't understand why some of them wrapped part of the way. I mean, it started out fine, and then I don't know. I don't understand this. I need them to be up here. That's why I did it that way. Now let's see if they cooperate on this side. Probably not. 0.8. Oh yeah, they're not cooperating at all. .8 negative, and they're even acting crazier on this side. 0.8 Control R, negative 0.8, back to having to type the negatives. 0.8 Control R, negative 0.8 Control R, 0.8 Control R, negative 0.8. Alright, that's good. Now let's do the top. Control R. Oh, this is even more interesting here, huh? This is gonna be a little bit tougher, I think. Control R. 0.8. Oh, this is a nightmare. The top might just have to be flat. Let's delete some of these vertices and see what we get. Merge at last. Merge at last. Merge at last. I guess because it's not working up here, that would explain why I was getting the weird way it was acting on the other one. My brother is sending me a text message about something. Oh, it's about he's sending me a text about football cards. Oops. Merge at last. Merge at last. He's a big football fan, as am I, and his son loves baseball. So they started collecting cards, and it's a little hobby that they got into. And I think his son's baseball season just wrapped up, And I made him a deal that for every home run that he hit, I would give him $50, and I wound up having to pay him $150 because he hit 3. So I had to. He's 10. So I had to renegotiate that deal. I know this is probably super uninteresting or whatever, but I had to renegotiate that deal with him because he was doing so well, and now the now the lines are working, which is, you know, fine by me. But yeah, I had to renegotiate his deal because he was doing so well. So I told him that for every hit he got, I would pay him $1 because I wanted him to focus on actually hitting the ball, not just going for full power and trying to hit home runs. And oops. So he started doing that, and he actually did really well with hits. So I was giving him $1 a hit, $1 for every RBI that he hit in, and then $5 for every time he scored. So he hasn't told me how much I owe him yet, but I'm sure he's keeping really good track of it. .8 negative. I wish I could just enter in a bunch of these loop cuts and slide them all. I don't think I can. Let's try something. Let's go into edge select mode, and let's select all of these edges. Oh no, we just want to select all of these edges. Control R. See, yeah, I can't. I wish I could. .8 negative. Control R. .8 positive. Control R. We're almost done though. .8 negative. Control R. .8 positive. Control R. .8 negative. Control R. .8. 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 If I could get the bevel modifier, I could probably do it a little better. Control R. .8. Control R. .8. Control R. Control R. .8. Control R. .8. We gotta do negative on that one, I think. Alright, so Control R, 0.8 negative. Oops. 0.8 negative. Control R. Let's not get confused. 0.8 negative. Control R. 0.8 negative. Control Z. Control R. Forgot to do the negative. 0.8 negative. Control R. 0.8 negative. Control R. Control Z. Control Z. Control R. We did the wrong way. .8 negative. Control R. 0.8 negative. Alright, yeah, so we're good. Control R. 0.8. Control R. 0.8 negative. Control R. 0.8. Control R. 0.8 negative. Control R. 0.8. Wrapping it up. Getting close to the end. Getting excited to finally be doing what I want to do here. This is really good. And last one, but not the least, 0.8 done. Alright. I'm going to leave the bottom alone because it's a shipping container and nobody's going to be moving it unless they have a truck. You're never going to see the bottom. But, you know, you might one day. I don't know, actually. So I'm going to go through and select all of these. Oops. It's getting harder to see them because I'm going to have to deselect that last one when I get to it. This is a massive structure with very minimal geometry right now, which I am super okay with. Select, can't forget to select that one. Alright, now let's come over here to this side. That one, that one, that one, that one. I am going to straighten up some of these edges, I think. And I think I can select all of these and scale them because of the individual geometry that I have selected. Ooh, let's not do that. I'm over here trying to slide it. Alright, so let's figure this out. I think if I hit Alt S, it'll scale along the faces. We can just go in like that. And we're not protruding into our case. And if you look at the top here at how outstanding that is, and then if we hit Control plus, we get some things that we don't want. Which is super unfortunate. Super unfortunate. That's okay. We can just shift click out of them. We go to face select mode. Okay, come on. Come on. I can't tell if those are a little indented or not. I think they might be. I mean, it ain't too much of a problem. Oh, come on. It ain't too much of a problem because I can level it out with the flattening ability in here, which I probably will do. It's just SZ0. So oh my goodness, okay, I just want to deselect that face right there. Thank you. Alright, okay, last one for there. And then we'll come up here and we'll deselect that face. And then we'll make it just a little bit darker, so that we add our own little version of ambient occlusion in there. And I think, yeah, so that's definitely being malformed to some degree there because of the way it was weirdly. So if I just hold control, oops, and I press SZ0, did that flatten it out? Let's look at the other side and see. Yes, it did. Sure did. Alright, now let's go back to this side. SZ0. And now everything is flat. Actually, I can do X limited dissolve. X limited dissolve. And we can simplify this structure even more than it already is. X limited dissolve. And then because those cut the way they did, I don't have to do a limited dissolve there. And don't have to worry about it up there. Alright, now I guess I can press I to inset, B. Oh, I don't want individual faces. Press B. Oh yeah, boundary. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is I can create my own bevel, but I'm not sure the easiest way to do it. I don't want to inset it too much. So if I go 0.03, I to inset 0.03. Okay, I pressed that. Now are you seeing this? Is that because of the... Is there a separate face there? GZ. No, there isn't. Alright, whatever. Okay. I.3. That breaks the whole structure, doesn't it? Wonder why that is. I.3. That's interesting. Add inset. Well, that doesn't break it. I to inset. That doesn't break it. I to inset. That's the one that breaks it. I to inset. 0.3. Nope. 0.03. Is that how much I was doing it? Oh, yeah, that's how much I was doing it. 0.03. Okay. To inset 0.03. Okay. So I think I'm going to do a limited dissolve here on these edges. Oops, Control Z. Just clean up these edges a little bit. Control Z. Alright, so if I do limited dissolve, that cleaned up some of it. I guess I need to check the rest of them, huh? X, limited dissolve, and then this is going to be my own special bevel if I can get it to work. We'll see. X, limited dissolve. Now, actually, you know what I can do? This is going to be genius. I promise. So, I can select all of these faces. I can select all these faces and I can press X, and if I press vertices, that ain't gonna work. So if I press X and I say faces, now we have all of these. So then I can do this where I can go into edges by pressing 2 and select this edge. Alright, let's look at the vertices on these edges here. Ooh, we got some rough edges. Alright, so if I hit that and I go down to here and I hit M at last, control that, M at last. Those are already merged and fine. It's just one edge there, one edge there. If this works, I'm going to be happy. If not, oh well. Alright, now if I select these edges, I didn't select anything in there, did I? Let's do this again. I just don't want to have the wrong thing selected. This should work like the bevel modifier, since I can't get that to work. Alright, so there's a way to bridge edge loops. Shift F, Alt F. Alt F, edge. Here we go. Bridge edge loops. That didn't work. Control Z. Alright, this can hide. I can hide the light too. Alright, so if I select this edge, shift select this one, go to edge, bridge edge loops. I'll select that one, select that one, bridge edge loops. Where'd you go? There you are. And that one, bridge edge loops. And then if I hit Alt and select that, I can bridge that edge loop. And I have a bevel modifier on this thing. Yay. Shift that, edge, bridge edge loops. Move this, that, shift that, bridge edge loops. Alt select that little triangle there and bridge the edge loops. So now Control Z, edge, bridge edge loops. Well, there's an easier way to do this, and that's with the F key, face. Face. And now I have applied my own personal bevel modifier to this thing, and I'm pretty happy with myself about it. we do have an issue down here. Bridge edge loops, there you are. Why are you not working? Face. Screw it. I might have to do the bottom as well. Let's go to 3, face select. X faces. Oh, that's a problem, isn't it? X faces. Now we're just going to do the same thing we just did. Ooh, what do we have going on here? Nothing. Nothing, we're good. Alright. Edge, bridge edge loops. Let's look at the vertices. So let's select that one. Actually, let's select that one. Control that one. I think that's the right one. And merge at last. Looks like we got something weird. Nope, we don't. And then let's select that one. Control that one. Merge at last. And then we don't have to worry about those, I don't think. Yeah, I ain't gonna worry about those. And then we're gonna select these edges, so go back into edge select mode. That, shift, that, bridge edge loops. And then that, shift, that, bridge edge loops. And then we do have these weird triangles again, which is fine because we're going to cover them up in a second. Well, that's peculiar. That one is still there. Alright, so now we have our beveled edges. We are going to add let's go and let's select this face real quick, and let's go into let's turn on this little gizmo here. Let's go into our side view, slide it over, and we'll just slide it back. Let's do wireframe so we can see how far back we can go, and then we'll do regular mode, go back to the front. Not that, we'll do that. And then I don't think we can see through it, so that's good. I think that's good. I'll go back into wireframe. I think that's about as far back as I can go. I'll be able to go just a hair more. Make it as big as possible. Ooh, I think we might be in it. No, we're not. All right. Now that we've worked our bevel modifier magic on the edge, like a boss, happy about that. Let's add some doors. All right, so in order to do that, I'm going to add 2 cylinders. I'm going to add 1 cylinder here. I'm going to select everything over here, S to 0, and G to move it to our red color, something similar anyway. I think that's pretty close. So if I press L on that, I can select all of that. S to scale it. G, nope. Move it out front. Move it over. We're going to undo that. We're actually going to take a piece of this and duplicate it. So, and the reason for this is because I want it to still be mirroring on the actual cube and not on the cylinder itself, because I'm trying to put a hinge here and a hinge here, right? And I want the hinges on this side to match, and I can't do that if I put a cylinder in, because it mirrors the auto mirror mirrors the cylinder in the middle no matter what. I could eyeball it and do whatever, but so Control D to duplicate this face. Control Z. Maybe it's Shift D to duplicate the face. Right click. S. Scale it down. Select these edges. Oops. SZ0. I do have backface culling on, I think. Or did I not find that earlier? I do have backface culling on. Okay, I'm going to leave it in this mode for now, so I can see if I accidentally extrude this thing on the wrong side. Everything's fine. There's no back faces. But I am going to go into face select mode, select that face, slide it up, scale it on the Z axis till I get about right there. That looks good. SX, scale it in a little bit on the X axis. E to extrude it out. Move that in. Oops. If I press L on this thing, since it's not linked to anything else, we're good. So if I move it out, it's pretty good like that. But I do want to introduce a couple of loop cuts to it. So I'm gonna do Control R to do 2 there, right click out, period. Period puts me focusing on that again, so that's good to know. Control R, 2 there, right click to get out of that. Now if I click all of these edges and I hit Alt S, I can scale them up and make my own cylinder, and then I can check all of these faces here on the top and the bottom. Oops, Control Z, Shift S, and then Control. Select all those faces, SZ0 flattens it out. Now we have a nice flat cylinder. Now I can do limited dissolve and get rid of those faces, and that's what we're looking for, I think. SY, we might want to make it a little skinnier. Yeah, looks like a nice hinge for a door. And now we can look at it from the side and zoom in and just slide it back until it goes slightly inside of the other mesh, and then L to select it. Nope. L to select it, Shift D to duplicate it, right click to get off of it, grab that, slide it down, look at it from the front, make sure we're about even, and we have our hinges. Alright, now let's grab this face again, Shift D to duplicate it, we got it, right click to get out of it, S to scale it down just so we can see it better, 2 to select the edges, Shift, select, SZ0, make them nice and flat. Let's get it out here. Now let's press L to select all of it, S to scale it up on that looks good. SX, slide it over. Let's turn clipping off for a minute. SX, oh, Control Z, SX, not Z. Now let's slide it over. SX, let's get it to where it's about in the middle. We'll check this one edge here and we'll just slide it up. Slide it over. So let's go into this view here. I want this face. Let's put it in the middle. SX. Slide it over a little bit more. SX. And then we'll slide it over just a hair. A little bit more. And then we'll E to extrude it out. Slide it in just a little bit. L, R to rotate it along the Z axis. And now we have our doors that are propped open slightly. I'm going to turn clipping back on now. I might SX. SX, make it a little bit smaller, nope, like that. Now what I can do here is I can select these faces, I can hit I to inset them, Alt E to extrude along normals, and then I can so what I'm trying to do here is create a hinge that curves in. So I think if I do that, I can select those two and I can go E to extrude, R to rotate 30, E to extrude, R to rotate 30, E to extrude, R to rotate 30. And then I'm going to do the same for the bottom faces. E to extrude, R to rotate 30, negative, E to extrude, R to rotate 30, negative, E to extrude, R to rotate 30, negative. And now, if we look at our door, its hinges are on that. And it all looks good. Now we have ourselves a shipping container, and we can add the locking mechanisms, which would be on the inside and the outside. That's pretty advanced for as far as I'm willing to take this particular shipping container at the moment. What I would do is I would just duplicate this face, flatten it out, make a pole, and then attach it to one of the doors so that it would mirror to the other side. And then I would take a latch, I'd duplicate that face again and make a little latch that could close and lock, and that would mirror to the other side because they both fold down. So I'm not gonna do that, but that is how I would do it if I were doing that. The door does look pretty flat, and this shipping container looks brand new. This is the kind of shipping container that people would buy to build houses out of. If we go back into object mode and we bring our original dude back and we select him and move him over, you can see, you can see that's a pretty good size for a storage container. I could change some colors, make it a little better. I like it like it is. Let's hide it. Now what should I make? Let's make, first off, let's go back into front orthogonal view, or orthographic view, there we go. And then where will be our center of origin? Well, right there where the cursor's at, I guess. Add. Let's add a math function and a regular solid, and we'll add an octahedron. No. We'll add a dodecahedron. And we're gonna make a container out of this. So this ought to be exciting. Let's go into edit mode. Let's not zoom in that far. Let's G, Z, slide it up. Let's rotate it. What is that, 30 degrees? R30. And then let's go into the transform data here, and let's rotate along the z-axis. What, 30? Nope. 0, 15. Yep, 55 it is. All right. Maybe it ain't quite 30. I think we may have gone a little too far. Let's put that there. And then let's rotate along the y-axis oops, to there. Apply the transform. How do I do that? Alright, so now we have this guy. It's a nice little math function. If I press A, and then I press I to inset along it. I don't want it to be individual faces for that reason right there. And it's not going to do it unless I do individual faces. I wonder if I can do limited dissolve. Alright, how to inset along individual faces. Alt E to extrude along normals. Let's go into shading, make a new material, Shift A, add our image texture, which is from the desktop. And now that we're here, it should be on there, but it's not for some reason. S0, G to move it. We'll make it a kind of a futuristic. We'll give it kind of a this color. And then we'll select all of these faces. What color should I make it? Control Z to undo that. Alright, so if I hit Control plus plus, I can make it, I can do this. G, move that up to there. Control minus. Oh my goodness, okay. Now if I hit Control plus, I only select those on the inside. I can do G, make them a little darker. Control minus. Now I have those. I can do G and make them like that color. And then let's do I to inset again. Alt S to scale along normals. G. I to inset again. Alt S to scale along normals till they meet. And then we will grab that and move it into a brighter green color. Blue. Go that color blue. I to inset again. Alt S to scale until they run into each other again. And then grab those. Make them dark. And now we have this cool shape, which acts, I don't know, I like it. It's a good prop. Looks cool from a lot of angles. I wonder if I select it and apply a bevel modifier, if it'll work. Holy crap. It actually bevels. .1. I don't know if I like what it does inside though. Bummer. But it does bevel, which is, you know, something. There's something to be said for a little bevel. Alright, let's see what other kind of modifiers we can work with. Let's see what a subdivision surface modifier looks like on it. And then let's increase it to, I don't know, 4, 5. Looks like you have a futuristic speaker. Let's get some statistics and see how many triangles this is. Stats, where you at? Stats, there you are. Only 636. What if I tab into object mode and I fudge and apply this? Now we have 645,120 triangles in this thing. That's insane. Let's undo that. Alright. Just the regular shape is 636 triangles, which is kind of a lot, but that's okay. I do like it. Alright. So let's Alt H. Nope. Shift H. Shift H. Alt H. Alt H. Oh, tab. We need to be in object mode. Alright, so we unhid everything so we could name these things. So cube 1 is our AVG person, average person. Cube 2 is basic crate. Cube 2 is our shipping container. Cylinder 1 is our basic barrel. Then we have the light, shipping container, solid. Our solid is, I don't even know what to name this thing. You can name it if you want to. Let's just hide all this stuff. And then if you want to name this thing, I do have the chat up over here. I don't know if I can see what you're saying or not. Hi. So, or if you're even here. It does say one viewer, but that could have been long enough to hang out and leave. And that's it. You know what? We'll just call it one, two, three, 6. So it's a 12-sided thing. Add mesh. Math function, regular solid. Dodecahedron. Gatorade, not a sponsor. We'll hide it now. We're in object mode. I kind of want to make another thing. Kind of been going for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Actually, let's look at this dodecahedron next to the average person real quick. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. Pretty big. Alright, let's look at triangles real quick. Shipping container has 4,000 triangles. Makes sense. Dodecahedron has 636. Our basic crate has 1,000. Our basic barrel has 692. And our average person has 452. Average person, not so many triangles. Alright, anyways, we're going to Control S to save this as crates, so we don't lose our progress in case the power goes out. And I'm going to call it a day. It's been fun. I'm going to try to take a nap. Maybe I'm tired now. We'll see. But peace.